So thank you so much for joining us here on ESC Norway today. How are you?
Thanks, Anita. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So it's really getting close now. Oh,
I know. Do you know what, though? The closer it gets, I do get bouts of like nerves, but I'm just so excited. I feel like we've been working so hard for literally like months now.
mm,
So the fact that it's almost here, I'm like, I think I'm ready, and it's very exciting.
yes. How's the process of you being chosen? Did you were there any rumors in advance? Were there any buzzings?
There were a lot of rumors, but not a lot about me.
Mm,
So,
okay.
so I knew that it was me for like months, and I was seeing all these other names, and it was really hard because usually I love to like tease or I love to kind of, like give something away, but I couldn't. I had to keep the secret. But it wasn't until about a week before it was announced that my name started kind of going around. But it was hard to keep it a secret for sure.
I can imagine. And your musical background, is it fair to say that you're kind of new in the business?
Yeah, I think
Kind of?
it's no, it's definitely fair to say that. But I mean, I have been doing it for about 5 years, but you know, I it's it's been a kind of like a long process and a journey. And in the past kind of 3 years, I've sort of seen like I've been touring and had some kind of amazing experiences where I got to go over to the US and things. So over the past 2, 3 years, it's sort of really ramped up a little bit.
Yeah. And you had some few hits and been on the charts and being touring around with the music, right?
Yeah, no,
Like,
I've definitely, it's been a I've got to experience some amazing things, and like touring for me is like my favorite thing. I love it. I love going on tour. I love performing. I love shows. So this is kind of like a big treat. It's definitely different. I've never done anything like this before, but it's I kind of I love getting out in front of a big crowd of people. So
yeah, must be the best feeling ever.
yeah, it is, and especially hearing your lyrics being sung back at you, especially in these pre-parties, the crowds have just been phenomenal, and so it's just been such a treat to hear everyone, singing along. It's really you never get used to that.
Exactly. Oh, such a joy. Last year, I had the chance to talk to Sam last year, and I told him that I felt kind of like the UK were coming home musically back to Eurovision after some years of so and so songs and so placement, and then into Sam, and it was so great, and everyone loved him, and everyone was so excited. And okay, what will they bring next year? What will come up now? And then you come along with such a great song, a catchy, great pop tune. It's like it's like you keep the ball rolling for UK. So, and I'm sure you have all these feedbacks to your song and that you're doing so well. I saw that some of these the European fan clubs had ranked you quite high. How do you feel
Yeah.
about that?
Oh, I mean, it's honestly like the support has just been phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for like a sort of better reception. And I think before the song was released or before I was even announced, that you never know how it's going to go. So the fact that I feel very welcome with open arms, and it's really nice to see people enjoying the song, and because I really believe in it. So to see other people kind of having fun with it and enjoying it, it's like it makes me very happy.
Yeah, that's so nice. How about you and Eurovision? Your relationship to that? Is it something that you've grown up with, been interested in,
Yeah,
or is it?
definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's been there since I was born. It's been around for so long, and I feel like it's such a staple within like the music industry, and so many legends have come from Eurovision. So I think you can't, be in music and be a fan of music without sort of like recognizing Eurovision and what it's kind of given us.
Mm,
And I feel like it's brought a lot of joy over the years. But I think just in more recent years, I feel like people are taking it a bit more seriously again, which is really, really nice, and it feels really good.
absolutely does. And it also helps that I think fan-wise, we've been talking about the big five, like you and France and Germany and Italy. Like when you do well, you bring a little bit more oomph to the contest. So it gives a great balance. And I'm really excited for your song this year, I have to say. Such a good tune. Is it kind of a revenge song? Or is it just taken out of the blue, the lyrics?
Yeah, I think, I mean, for me, I tend to write on personal experiences, but for me, it was like instead of writing about, the heartbreak or what, what it actually, the kind of negatives, I was like, maybe we can focus on how do we get through, how do we come out the other side? How do we navigate those emotions to actually feel empowered? And I think for me, whenever I'm going through a hard time, like writing songs has really, really helped me.
Mm.
But for someone else, like for you, for anyone listening, it's like however you overcome those kind of negative feelings. And I thought that would be quite a cool concept for a song. And I just kind of wanted it to be empowering, and I want people to listen to it and kind of feel good about themselves and to be able to dance and kind of let go.
Exactly. Just let it all out. And it's the perfect way of getting over anything is to write it down. It gets,
Instead, I wrote it all down.
yes. It's so much easier to just process the feelings when you get it on paper. And then
I
it's,
mean, yeah, I definitely am a firm believer in that. I feel like it's a definite like release, and it might sound silly, but like writing things down and getting it on paper and visualizing it, it can really, really help, sometimes.
yes, absolutely. So what are did you check out the competition yet? The other songs?
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm such a fangirl. Like I literally am like I love everyone. I mean, Alessandra, first and foremost, is an absolute queen. I think her song is incredible. Her voice is incredible. I've got to see her perform at some of the pre-parties, and she just brings it every single time. And she's just like such a lovely girl, and I really like her a lot. I just think the women this year, full stop, are like really amazing. I think it's a really exciting year. The talent is just, it just feels like there's a really, people are bringing, their own flair, and I think everyone is so unique and original in their own way. But yeah, I think the girlies this year are they're taking over.
Yes. And that's so nice because I've been talking to several of the other artists, and what sounds like a theme for the women at least is what you just said about empowerment. And that is so nice. Talking to Vesna and their My Sister's Crown, Don't Take It Down. Let's look out for each other. Let's be here. And you have Power from Iceland, and you have our Queen from Norway, and we have you with Write It Off, do your thing. I just love the vibe of this,
Yeah.
that we can use this platform as it is to
No.
unite in something that so empowering to people out there. I just love that.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree. And I feel like the more people that can see women, saying how they feel and being, and being liberated and outspoken and right, and sort of being open with their thoughts and feelings and seeing that people are really listening, I think that's only ever going to be a great, great thing. So it feels really exciting that there are a lot of women this year just like being bosses, and
Yes.
we can really show the world that we're not messing around.
Exactly. Exactly. We have something to say, and we mean it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's our time now.
Yeah,
So
I
cool.
agree.
What about your musical inspirations? What kind of music do you like? What inspires you to write?
When I was younger, I loved Lily Allen, and
Mhm.
she was basically the reason why I kind of started writing music properly. I just loved how honest she was, or how honest she is, how kind of I just loved how she sang with her accent. You know, you believe every word that she says, and she's such a visual artist, you know, and that was so inspiring to me. And I knew just from listening to her first album, I was way too young to be listening to it. I was like 8, and she's singing about, you know, so the subject matter probably wasn't as appropriate, but I just, you know, even her being in her early 20s singing about things, whereas as an 8-year-old I couldn't fully understand it. I really, it resonated with me, and I felt like I could relate because I believed it, and I just loved how, yeah, like she just didn't care what anyone thought. And so I kind of really took that, and you know, that really helped me in my early days of like figuring out what I wanted to say and how I wanted to write my music.
Yeah, she's a great role model.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Absolutely. What do you think about when you write song? Does it have to be something that you personally experienced, or can it be something you hear when you're out with people or something?
No, I mean, for me, I think there are no rules to songwriting, and I think for me, like, it's sometimes easier when it's something personal, because, you know, if you're going through something, it's more of like a release to kind of get it out and process your emotions in that way. But, you know, there's been periods of time in my life when like nothing that interesting is happening. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not heartbroken, I'm not in love, I'm not seeing, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh damn, like what do I have to say? And that's when, you know, you can start pulling on other people's experiences. Or I've even said, you know, what would this artist say? Or, you know, I sometimes, if I'm reading a book, or I kind of draw on different experiences. So, but as long as, you know, there are no rules, you can literally, it's however you want to write. And I think a lot of my music is from personal experience, but there are things that are just kind of stories, because also writing so personally all the time, it's very emotionally draining, because you're constantly like writing all your traumas and your deepest, darkest secrets and thoughts. It's like, oh my gosh. So sometimes it's quite nice to kind of just tell a little story and make it fun, you know? So yeah, there's no rules really.
That's the best part. No rules. You make them yourself.
You can do what you want, honestly.
Yes.